Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Scraps and today, once again, we are diving into Not for Broadcast. Now where we last left off, we were live on air, day 242, a ladder worth climbing. I generally don't know what this chapter was about, so let's take a look, find out, shall we? I'm happy you guys are with me here. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon in summer, with you and Sam making the most of both kids being out of the house. You head into the pantry, taking a moment to remember when it used to be your mother's room, before coming out with the last 2 slices of homemade cake. It's rare for you and Sam to actually get to finish sweet things in this house, and you savor every mouthful. Just as you take your last bite, you hear the sound of the front door slamming. That'll be Charlie back from the Go-Getters. You can hear him practically running to come find you, and he's grinning from ear to ear when he finally does. I have some really big news. You and Sam play along, sitting attentively with bated breath. Ready? Charlie asks, as you both nod enthusiastically. With a flourish, he reveals a new badge from his pocket and proudly presents it to you both to examine as he announces, "As of today, I'm a member of the first chair of Cohesion Cadets. There's way more stuff I'm gonna be doing, and I'll be working some weekends, but it's really cool." Sam congratulates Charlie as you can't help but frown. This seems a big step up for a teenager. You and Sam grin back at your son. You're thrilled that he's happy and doing well. I think so, yeah. Should support him more than being mad, right? This is a government political thing after all. Should be okay. A sign of things to come at day number 278. Where did I get off with saying 20? Shopping, something that always seemed so tedious before the sanctions, has become even more of a chore now. You managed to get almost everything you needed for the family this evening, but you'll have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to leave the car park, though it's hard to make out why in the dark. Hopefully whatever is causing it won't be long. As the final car in front of you drives off, you realize the queue is actually due to a checkpoint set up at the exit. A friendly-looking man in an advanced uniform, CCO emblazoned in a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. You roll it down. "Good evening, nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card, please. One of these cards is supposed to be voluntary. I'm sorry I don't have one." "That's not a problem. We've got forms with us right here. We're more than happy to sign you up." The man gestures to his colleague behind him, a young woman in a similar uniform. She clearly received the short end of the stick and is stuck with the paperwork. "I thought this card's not required. Might as well, right?" He gestures for his colleague to come over, and she quickly takes down your personal information, employment history, and also that of your family. That's quite a bit more than you were expecting, and the level of detail required is a little surprising too. Still, a few minutes later, you're done with the promise of your very own team membership card winging its way to you soon. Saves you having to stop in the queue next time. "Yep, that's all great, thanks. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the new team lottery starting up soon. Loads of great benefits to be won. You have a nice day now." The man is all smiles as he pats the bonnet of your car and waves you off. 3 prizes just for having a card. Fantastic. Oh, hi. Yeah, so the notification, a bit misleading, isn't it? I started streaming and only then I realized that I hadn't changed the streaming information yet. So, we're playing Not for Broadcast first. We always end up with Death Stranded in the end, after all. An invitation worth ignoring. It's a Saturday, one of your few days off, and you've made the most of it. But as late afternoon draws in, the invitation sits pinned to the fridge, staring accusingly at you. The Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event, Bozeman was very quick to tell you. Also, don't you dare to be late. I suppose we can go. Best start getting ready. I wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Hopefully it won't be too bad. After all, you're pretty good at your job, right? Right? I'm not. Actually, no, I think I've been doing reasonably well. You arrive on time barely at the Sauvignon, one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. While you're waiting, you can't help but notice just how very opulent the building is, possibly the fanciest place you've been to in your life. You submit to being patted down and with a sigh of relief are let into the hotel. Once inside, you're directed to the grand ballroom, and following the signs, you marvel at the sheer scale of the place and the amount of armed security guards. Join the union too, my man. Otherwise, life will be quite awful. When you finally arrive, a very severe-looking woman at the door asked for your name. I'm Alex Winston. She curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You've made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please follow Emmanuel here to your table. The waiter smiles at you and opens one of the great double doors, gesturing for you to enter. Immediately, you can see why it's called the Grand Ballroom. You pause for a second to take it all in. You feel a slight tap on your arm, and Emmanuel gestures for you to follow him. He sees you at a table away from the central floor area, half under a set of stairs. Your view of the stage is, at best, partially blocked. Boseman's definitely not happy with you at the moment. You're sat with some colleagues you've heard of around the Channel 1 offices before, but haven't met. For the most part, they're considered slackers at best and about to be fired at worst. What category do you fit in? As the evening goes on, you hear Jeremy Donaldson receive an award for outstanding contributions to journalism. You also hear Megan Wolfe accepting it on his behalf, as he hasn't turned up to the event. Not unusual, apparently, but it's hard for you to tell much from your limited view under the stairs. You also notice a community cohesion officer hovering near your table. They seem as bored to be here as you. A few glasses of, no doubt very expensive, wine later, you see Boseman speaking to a few specific tables, joined by what looks like Prime Minister Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. This is confirmed by an unimpressed nod from the CCO when you ask them, perhaps a little too loudly. The presence sparks a debate between those at your table about the virtues of both advance and disrupt. You've probably had too much to drink. Argue in favor of disrupt and their ideas for freedom, or we espouse how advance is making drinks. You end up talking and staying later than you thought you would, despite yourself. Sam isn't pleased when you keep them waiting outside for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is nothing. I've been waiting once for much longer. But it wasn't an entirely terrible evening in the end. You'd still rather have been at home though. Maybe I'll skip the next one. Finally, we get to some gameplay. Or perhaps not. Heatwave. Oh no, there's definitely gameplay.
Oh, well done. I see you've let the trip switch glow. No surprises there. It blew because those valves are overheating in this heat wave. Keep them cool with the fan. Point it up and down. Cool whichever valve is overheating. And to keep an eye on
So finally the fan comes into play.
frankly. It keeps switching off and you'll need to turn it back on again when it does. The gauge in the front view will give you an indication when things are hotting up, and hopefully even someone with your attention span will hear the damn thing sizzling. Don't lose control of the room. Boseman out.
Team membership cards. Oh look, we've got an upgrade down here.
Okay, we're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Yes, but he is.
Oh, where's my phone?
Toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what
Where
the
is
fuck
my
his name
phone?
do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like
It's the
yourself.
speaker
Keep us in
now.
line. I hate guns. Give me the willies.
End of August,
10 seconds,
okay.
everybody.
Work safely.
So, we've got any action
Warning,
on the news
electric,
tonight?
Well, the world
electrified
doesn't matter. Good
controls.
enough,
Protective
Going in
equipment must be
5,
worn, operate at your own
4,
risk. No
3.
unauthorized personnel, report violations immediately. That
Good
seems
evening.
easy enough.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today established a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions.
I'm sorry, I don't know the difference here.
In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago,
They're
Prime
literally
Minister
the
Julian
same.
Salisbury issued a commanding response to this
They're
unprovoked
literally the same.
Ever since these illegal sanctions were imposed, we have gratefully relied upon trade and aid from our worldwide friends who, like us, refuse to recognise their legitimacy. Today's escalation, however, is nothing
Lovely
short
heat
of an
wave.
act of war. We call upon our international allies to condemn this blockade absolutely, and we warn aggressors to this country that we are neither meek nor defenceless. Thank you.
beer in the headlights. Burgeoning brewmeister Johnny Hamsleeves has today launched a new marketing campaign to revitalise the image of his unpopular Headbutt Ale. Adamant that his craft brew could be a commercial success if only he could get in front of the right audience, Johnny's gone to surprise.
I'll give him a nice one this time.
Johnny admits that rebranding Headbutt Ale as the beer of choice for outlaw bikers Satan's Elbows without their permission was a risky move, but says the bearded howls, flying furniture and general air of menace was a surprise. In it to win it. Exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw for all team membership card holders. Every month, lucky winners from across the
Does it
country
even matter
will be
which
picked
one
at
I
random
pick
to
at this
receive what
point?
Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be.
Maybe this one.
Take up on the scheme has been much higher than expected, and if this lucky winner's delighted face is anything to go by, it looks like pretty soon everyone's
Hi,
going to have to
welcome.
have one. Flawed-hearted, a shocking inspection.
Sorry, did my game crash? My game crashed. Isn't that just lovely? That happened last week as well. I'm doing great. How about you? Thank you for the follow.
I'm sweating like Peter Clement in an off-licence here.
Okay, we're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Yes, but he is. Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here.
Okay, we've got it working again. The sound is on, okay.
Guns. Give me the willies.
Flip
10
the
seconds, everybody.
button. I
So
don't know if that
news
makes a
tonight.
single difference whatsoever, but alright.
Going in 5.
And let's just go ahead and do the
3.
exact same thing we've been doing already.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council
Ah, yeah,
established a
thanks.
military blockade to enforce the
It's a bit annoying
unjust
when
punitive
a
sanctions
game
now
just
entering their
crashes
country. In a
unexpectedly,
statement
but that's
from team
about to
headquarters a
crash.
short time ago,
Right?
Prime
Like,
Minister
this-
Julian
the crash is
Salisbury
always
issued a
unexpected.
commanding response to
Unless you
the
play a game
unprovoked
that
escalation.
is meant to crash, but
Ever since
I don't
these
play
illegal
that kind of
sanctions were
stuff.
imposed, we have gratefully relied upon trade and aid from our worldwide friends who, like us, refuse to recognise their legitimacy. Today's escalation, however, is nothing short of an act of war. We call upon
Oh,
our
every
international allies
Tuesday,
to
6
condemn
p.m.
this
London
blockade
time.
Absolutely. And we warn aggressors to this country that we are neither meek nor defenceless.
if you'd like to, you can join again next week as well. I mean, I just
Here in the
started
headlights.
today,
Burgeoning
but
brew master
every
Johnny
Tuesday,
Hamsley
literally.
has today launched a new marketing campaign to revitalise the image of his unpopular Headbutt Ale. Adamant that his craft brew could be a commercial success if only he could get in front of the right audience, Johnny's gone to surprising lengths in his latest PR stunt. Johnny admits that rebranding Headbutt Ale as the beer of choice for outlaw bikers Satan's Elbows without their permission
Can I call you
was a risky
Amelia?
move.
Given that your
But says the bearded
username
hounds,
is like
flying
a
furniture,
double
and general
name,
air of menace
would
was
like
a
to shorten
surprise.
it for the
In
sake
it
of
to win
streaming.
it, exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a
Oh
new
no,
monthly
I've
prize
had
draw
my
for team membership
my
card
artist
holders.
make it.
Every month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at
I'm
random to
not that
receive
great
what
at modelling
teammates
myself,
you are
to be
describing
honest.
as unique prizes worth more than money used to
Would have
be.
made it myself,
Take up on the scheme
I
has
tried
been
at
much higher
first,
than expected. And if it's
but I ended
lucky
up
winners
deciding
that
like, yeah,
place
I'm not
anything
great
to
at
go
this
by,
stuff.
It looks like pretty soon
So I
everyone's
just
going
commissioned it to
have
my
have one.
go-to
Flood-hearted, a
Mal-
shocking inspection
well,
of Remington Smith's
artist.
new flood factory has revealed health concerns that could leave the groundbreaking facility's future in doubt. After the public's lukewarm response to the industrial plant, the troubling report that found a possible long-term risk to shop floor workers could be the final nail in the coffin. CEO Sophia Remington, however, was optimistic that her
Let's put that
employees would
final
remain
nail in the
loyal.
coffin.
But perhaps she spoke too soon, as these photos clearly show.
Oh,
workers are taking
Manta
the
is your
warnings
nickname.
very
I
seriously,
see.
and some have even abandoned their
Ah,
post to seek medical advice.
It gets tricky then, doesn't it? Also, this is being recorded for YouTube. I'm not entirely sure if you want that information to be
as escape plans are scrapped.
on
An
YouTube
image
as well.
transmitted from deep within the cave system shows the doctors moments after they receive the news that they have lost public support for their reckless escape attempt. Could this serious setback
Reckless
prove
escape
fatal
attempt.
for their already
Oh, I
troubled
love
operation?
it.
Despite the devastating blow, somehow Doctors Wong and Swartzborg and Horgan
I'm not sure what you mean with being a mama for
Without hope of returning
VTubers.
home, what will they turn their iron will to instead? If you have any suggestions, perhaps dig a big hole and scream them into the earth. Life during wartime.
Jeremy is a
As if we
funny
could have enough
reporter, I
aggressors on our borders,
swear.
Internal problems are growing for the government.
Hilarious.
As radical activist group Disrupt caused chaos in Parliament Park last night. Scuffles broke out after the protests, resulting in multiple arrests and the injury of 3 community cohesion officers. Advance have yet to comment.
Probably this one.
As grassroots support for the movement grows rapidly, especially in those
There
areas
isn't
Advance
really
have
a
not yet
better
been able to
thing,
fully
right? Like, you want to show violence,
People across the
or you want to
country
show
are
the
starting to fear a
logo.
return to the
It
bad
really
old days
doesn't
of
matter.
inequality, division, and multiple television shows about buying.
Headlines complete. Well,
All
that's
this,
nice.
And I'll be talking to some people with fascinating medical conditions.
You
as well
can
as
reach
one of
out
the
to me
contenders in this
on
year for Young
email.
Football Championship and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Scrapsbits@gmail.com should do it for you. Wait, what?
How a nuclear reactor might work.
Oh. I had not noticed that that was going on. Signal disruptions. Oh man. I was not expecting that.
But first tonight, our team
Oh, I
has
see,
been
I see.
dispatched to every corner of the country to see how the people of this great nation of ours.
Yeah,
are able
reach
to
out to me
versatile.
on either
First,
Twitter.
Megan Wolf,
I guess you
in
could call
shining
that
on
X
sea,
nowadays.
to see what this scientific
Still call it Twitter
community has to
myself,
say.
honestly.
Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking.
I do have an
I'm here
Instagram.
with Dr. Anna Burries at the University of Princeford. Are you enjoying the weather as much as I am?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Well, I have to get this green back to the green somehow.
You're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat, is that right?
You should be able to find me as Scraps Bits on Instagram, I think.
Once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels in peace.
You sound very
Okay, that
confident
seems
about
fine.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation, there's really no cause
Forget about that pesky power bubble on the fan.
for running.
So to tell us about this experiment?
It does turn off all the time for some reason.
From all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art.
Okay, this seems fun, right?
And very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout.
Oh, I
Blimey, that sounds
I
fancy.
had some signal disruptions and I completely did not realize.
Without the generous support of Rivington.
Yeah, just look for Scrap's Hub.
Unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary
Should be fine.
anecdote. Oh, here we go.
I believe most of those things are also linked on my channel, to be honest.
Expected, everything is absolutely
Should be able to find it easily.
fucked. Hang on. This can't be
I
right.
missed that
Right,
one.
obviously you said a second ago that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says, why, God, why?
We should be celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
Alright. Everything
It
seems
just
fine.
says, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that. There you go.
Things are getting a little bit worse, huh?
Providing all of this.
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is
It's
running
running out. Absolutely right. That is all we have time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
Yeah, you should return to the forest.
I'd like to thank Dr.
I would like to.
Just one.
I'm not that great at survival, though, I'm
Sea will
afraid.
reclaim us all.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolf, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolf there.
Oh, I guess I was a bit early this time.
Next, here's over
Oh,
to
well.
Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Juno Bomber.
Thanks,
Oh,
Jeremy.
wait.
We're
Ah!
in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe.
Has anyone seen Jenny?
Sorry. What?
Both of you were drawn at
Oh.
random from those who hold
Okay.
team membership cards to receive
This day is not going well.
prize. How do you feel?
Filled with fervent euphoria.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Little signal
All that we
disruptions.
had to do was fill in a quick form or two.
Wow, that sounds so convenient. But we're all dying to know, what have you won?
That was so
I've
close.
won dinner with Julius Salisbury at one of the capital's top restaurants. Ooh.
You can just see whatever Jeremy is doing here.
To help him dredge the gutter in.
That's absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon.
I've written a poem
Ah, these are
about it.
both of the winners,
So,
right?
can you tell me about the moment when you first heard the news?
Well, I was battling against a
Did I
particularly
put the
difficult
tapes?
floor
I
to
did.
cover on the
Okay.
sixth form when the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were
More
both
signal
polishing
disruptions.
No, I don't like to polish them.
There's a lot of
Keep
them this
intact to my
time.
collection.
Oh, how unexpected.
I don't polish turds. I write.
Okay, somehow that signal works.
So Gary,
Do you think
Don't really get it, but sure, right?
there's no harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you like to hear one?
No, thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there
Well, people are still walking the
I like
corridor.
a flutter, of course, but no. The boss said
I
no, sign up,
think
come
you
in to
can, and it's just
Very sensible.
you got fired.
important to know
Game
who we're
over.
trusting around our children?
Not the most
I have
interesting
an
thing, to be
unpublished book
honest.
of sonnets about children. Perhaps you'd like to hear one.
No,
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's
Oh,
turd
wait,
collection.
hold on.
Really? I thought you might.
Glad I was looking at that.
Are you all right?
It's coming.
I knew it was going to move. I had a feeling.
It's inspiration.
This signal
and it's
disruption is
delicious.
massive in this episode.
Ah,
Today on the show, there's no news. Just a man
So much to
with
do.
multiple poos.
Crazy. Like the fan just keeps turning off as well.
Fibre, it's really lovely texture.
It's a bit
would you
annoying.
encourage other people
But I guess that's
to take their
gameplay,
chance
right?
To win?
If it's colour you're looking for, take a gander at old Blue Eyes here.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
You can say that?
Maybe that was unfair.
I thought that
That's
would
all
have
we
had
time
to.
for today. Back to you,
I honestly
Jeremy.
thought I would have had to
Thanks,
censor
Robin.
that.
What a lucky pair they are. And
Guess
finally
not.
in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon, who's gone to the smelliest
Patrick
town in the
Bannon
country
has
to
actually
see how
gone
the
somewhere?
unprecedented weather is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Hello there, Jeremy. Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which was recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this heat, the
It
smell
would help
really
if the
is- I mean,
fan is on, right?
It's something
I think so.
Barry Lardons, mate. You've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievement, to be honest with you. You can tell that, look at him, proud as punch. Do you know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest
Okay, more overheating.
shadow of Arseminster?
No, nothing.
And who's laughing now, eh?
What, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the
It's
good
going to
people
turn
from
off,
Milton
isn't it?
Fist came in and saved the day with their
Only when I
factory.
look away,
Talking, of course, about the
probably.
newly built flour factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard
Give it a
about
good
the
listen.
stench, we paid
I'll
a
be able to
big
tell when the
amount
flip
put it
switches.
here.
Stink not
Like it
affect
just
your life
did,
in every way,
basically.
Barry. I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first, but you get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
So, what's sickness?
Oh, that's nothing to worry about.
It's always
It
the
takes
same
about
things in
before
the
you develop
signal.
any symptoms.
It just goes.
Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump.
Generally, I have stopped paying attention to the broadcast.
Possibly a few valves on the high.
And all I care about right now is just the heating
Well, the first
and the
one is
signal,
asking
because those two things seem to be the only real issue right now.
Off, do they? When was the last time you brushed
Oh,
your
and
teeth
censoring, of course. Censoring as well, obviously.
Of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
That's not really a problem. Never sung in my life. Hello, it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I'm gorgeous. Why didn't you tell me? I should take my shirt off. You know what?
What's going on here?
If you want.
Oh, that will be the bout of undeserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon.
I would
Feel the
love to
Bannon.
put a camera one on right now, but yeah.
And now are the
I've done it.
information-
I've shown his reaction to all of this.
Was that you? Why are
I
you
feel
making
like
lots of elbows?
Brandon here is
You know,
kind
I
of
know
losing his
opinions.
mind.
Ooh, don't worry, folks. Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times.
Sorry, the signal disruption took a while. So I took the opportunity to take a look at the heating once more.
Right. That's all.
It's still
here
going.
From Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink.
Oh, stop
I'm
flipping
Barry
yourself.
Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Barry.
He
Well,
really
another
just
blockade
can't
being set
have
up
it.
around
huh?
our coastline as we speak.
Okay, we're back in
When
the
we come
green. We're
back,
back in the green now.
I'll be
That's
talking to
wonderful.
3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
Perfect cut. He is miserable. He hates this job. Listen.
It would be nice if you could try not to undermine the station tonight. People are starting to notice you.
And I can't do this anymore.
You say this
Why was there an option to censor? I'm confused.
Jeremy?
My mic is still.
He was still alive, yeah. I have a tape? What does it say?
That's what I'm talking about? Cat football? We should be doing an interview with
I don't
the
know.
Minister, or a report from Grentham Downs. Even the weather will be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something like to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things. Christ, it's so fucking hot.
Please take your seats as quickly.
I have a nice little fan here.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough. That's
He
it.
did ruin his own career, but that's mostly my own fault.
Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5, 4, 3.
Alright, back to channel 1, I guess.
Welcome back to to the National Nightly News.
That little
Your host,
surprise.
Jeremy Donaldson.
I guess it did get broadcast then.
We'll
Oh,
be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team.
oh this will be
But first,
interesting.
I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching your show.
Imagine having to act out having the hiccups so badly.
Fascinating stuff. Also here is Frankie.
I like that smile
Perhaps
right
you could
there.
explain to us
That was
exactly
pretty
what your
good.
physiological four-boil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting.
It's
I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally,
That was
I'm
definitely
joined by a man
comic
who
timing.
answers every question honestly, even when it isn't aimed at him. How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography.
Okay, this is proven to. This seems amazing.
In that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard. At work, they've asked me to stop answering the phones. It's really
I think so, yeah.
It's really fucking irritating.
And to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
All this cutting and jumping.
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping...
Oh, that's awful.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right.
And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
Amazing.
And how much success have you had?
Stop with the jumping.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been a runaway success.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
They did, huh?
Some people are saying your condition was actually...
I think Jeremy is one of the most comical people in
What do you
here.
think?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Amazing. Why is the whole thing here being censored? I don't even get it.
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run.
He is losing it.
Next weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13 Miles.
No, it's called the No Laugh Half. What did I say before the show?
That it was the team pulling Jeremy Donaldson.
I genuinely don't get why all of this gets censored, but I'll just put it in, I guess.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well, later, I'll be talking to Professor
Oh,
Parkin.
right.
Ginger Tabby was a world-class player of penalty balls. Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go.
What do you want me to do?
You. Unhand him at once.
Enough! That's enough!
What is going on here?
What are you doing?
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, cut.
Okay, he's definitely lost it now.
Dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, Bozeman's little escape room. You listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person
He wouldn't.
in this studio.
I'm going to call bluffs
I'm
here.
thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the
Live television, am I right?
lottery winners and bloody cat football? We are on the brink of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The
Yeah,
enemy is
genuinely,
at the
I
gates,
would too if I wasn't
non-stop.
supposed to be sitting in this chair right now.
I think my hiccups have stopped.
He has lost it. We're holding hostages, random interviewees
Before I change my mind.
on gunpoint.
Jenny, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Oh man, I want to cut to the ads. It's not letting me.
You in the broadcast centre.
I have advanced loaded in. I have, what was it? Disruption loaded in.
Exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right.
I've already put it in, mate.
Look to your right. There is a VHS tape. And
It is amazing content.
And when I say so, and not before, you play it.
Look, the audience is loving it.
All cameras.
Alex, I know I've doubted your competence, but surely even you know better than to play that tape. We don't take orders from armed lunatics. Play a normal advert, or there will be consequences.
All for now, we're going to show the other side for you.
I don't mind consequences.
The good old days.
Let's play this one first.
Play the fucking tape.
I don't need to censor that. It's not being broadcast anymore.
Alex, you're going to get me in trouble with that. Let's hope you made the right call.
By killing this man.
Oh, is he
For
actually?
the third segment.
Yeah, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We just put on an ad. I wanted to put advance as well, though. It's not a negotiation, though. They're putting me at gunpoint, threatening to kill some strangers.
Don't switch off.
I can't switch off.
Alan James, and I think that
I have listened to the terrorists. But I've also got advance ready for the next sequence, if there is one. I hope there will be a next sequence. But I don't think there will be, given that there's already a timer up here.
I love this country. It may be what I am, and I'll fight for it. In fact, I'll die for it.
Poor Jeremy, though. I feel like he made his choice mostly due to the heat.
How long?
17 seconds.
Find us.
And the studio doors are all still locked?
That there is something deeply wrong in this country.
So what now?
Resist.
I don't know.
Disrupt.
He never fought.
I mean, some of it was. I had speech, look. But this was unexpected.
I can imagine.
So what now, Jeremy?
It was supposed to be your day off.
Please, don't do any more stupid things today.
How long?
You're already live.
Poor Jeremy. And this guy is just like, well, I don't even know what to think anymore.
Unexpectedly, for I very much imagine will be my last broadcast, are two new guests. Jenny works here at the National Nightly News and is someone I consider, well, a friend. And next to her is, what's your name?
Andy.
Andy from the CCO.
Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official.
Officer. It's community cohesion officer, CCO.
And how's that for you, Andy?
I see.
Being rebranded?
It's good. it's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
But it still has some.
I couldn't say.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
A bit of both, genuinely.
You're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny?
Oh, this is such good quality TV. Look at how green the bar has gotten after my extremely poor decisions earlier. Forgetting about the signal disruptions and not switching cameras on time, stuff like that.
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? The National Nightly News.
It was the news everyone trusted. Is. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there some bullshit wrong with this
I do have get her point.
Big Alan James-sized elephant in the room you seem to be ignoring.
What do you mean?
I saw your face when that hood came down. You didn't know, did you?
It's about the message, not the messenger.
Like I said, you didn't know.
No.
Jeremy definitely was surprised
The
as
people I met
well.
were with, he wasn't there. I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry. But seriously, Alan, fucking
I will censor that.
you're flushing your life down the toilet. I love you, Jeremy, but
He's a good speaker.
Is he now?
He's popular in the country.
No, not that popular.
Look, forget Alan James. There is still something deeply wrong. And you know it, Jenny. And you know it, Andy. And you at home, you know it too. Meanwhile, I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit. Patrick
Amazing.
is in shit. And Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff. I mean, it's not sophisticated, but what a metaphor. We are
Little reaction shot, you know.
depression, and the news
Alright,
is
a little bit of censorship because, you know, I play that tape, I still do the censorship.
What are all those scientists working on at Grantham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Oh, well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
We're just here to help.
Then why do you need these?
I mean, yeah, I get his point. I generally agree to that.
Is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you. You read these cards with my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact.
That's a good
Isn't it, Andy?
joke.
Knowing a fact?
I don't
Do you want my help, Andy?
Yes, whatever you say, yes.
security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
What?
He's actually making him eat.
Or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Really
Go
now.
on. Eat it. Eat it, you fucking bully.
Jeremy, stop. We will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that.
Can we cut to the next ads? No, we have another sequence of 5 minutes. Almost 6.
Sorry, everyone. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there.
I know what's about to come.
All cameras
And
on me.
can we see it? No. Looks like it's somewhere else.
I understand that. But before we all hand off our freedoms, should we ask to whom we're handing them over? Don't you want to know what's being done in your name? How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again, if you care. Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have? Why aren't we asking these
I keep
questions?
switching cameras. I don't know if it even matters.
There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little doves. Anyway.
I like the front shot best, to be honest.
I didn't know it was going to be him. But I guess that just about sums it up. We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ, it's also
That's a
fucking
long one.
I was going to quit tonight. Take a holiday. Try something else. Out of the limelight.
Really? Well, I'm not surprised, honestly.
Never tried. I
Because I want to go down the advanced route as much as possible, but still also play advanced. Kind of like a very weird
this just isn't the news
mix.
anymore. And I'm sorry. I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
I'll let you down.
Please, we can't show this cut to the ads.
I'm not going to cut to the ads yet.
Do it now.
If you can. Somehow.
Perfect cut, right? Going for the perfect cut.
Have a peaceful night.
Jeremy!
And there we go. Nothing visible. Oh, and the irony here. The irony. This whole event in favor of in favor of Disrupt. And then we close it off with an advance ad. Oh, I didn't even plan it like that. Oh, this is just pitch perfect. Picture perfect. Given we're in cinema. We're not in cinema, we're in TV, my bad. I just love the irony here. It's absolutely hilarious. I wonder how this would have gone if I played Advance instead of Disrupt. To see a man stand up for his beliefs until the end, introduce Disrupt, and we have received our full wages again, which means we're no longer in debt, we're just broke. Ah, love it. Nobody liked me though, except for Neil, apparently. Well, that's fine. Advance didn't like this, even though I... Oh yeah, no, trust me, I also don't. If it were real, I would hate it. I'm just here for the kicks, to be honest. Channel 1 loves me this time. Disrupt loves me, and Advance for some reason doesn't, even though I played their ad and did all of the things they asked me to do. I guess they just didn't like me putting on the tape. That's not my fault. The tape to remember. You wake up, still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. Oh, looks like I'm out of time actually. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room, waiting for you. Take a seat on the sofa next to Sam. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night. After Jeremy with the gun, Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful, on national television. How could he do that? And now, after a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay, honey?" I can't believe he's gone. Sam glances at Charlie, then back at you. We saw that you chose to play that tape. They paused before continuing. I couldn't help but wonder why. So... I don't know which one to do, honestly. Does it even matter? I'll just say I had no choice. What? That is not good enough. Disrupt are bad people. I can't believe you did that. Charlie's outburst seems to come out of nowhere and no one in the room is prepared for it. Do you even think about how this stuff affects people? You're an idiot. Sam tries to interject Charlie, but he's already slammed the door. Charlie always was a bit black and white about this sort of thing. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you were in an impossible situation, and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Only you were stuck in the studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you. You take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You sigh and absent-mindedly turn on the TV. It's nice, you've at least got some company. The TV is playing through some old western show, but it's not quite as distracting as you'd hoped. You were never going to please everyone. Yeah, I didn't even try, to be honest. They are promising too many good things. Anyway, it's time for me to end the episode here. The YouTube episode, that is. Stream will continue. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell to notified. Hold on, let me go ahead and switch to this so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Music turned up, so it's a bit louder. Thank you all for watching Live Like. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever a new video comes out. Leave a comment in the comment box below, share your thoughts and feelings. Let me know what you think about the game, the video, the footage, the IDs, and, well, quite frankly, the choices I've made are horrible, aren't they? Well, that's what the show is all about. That's why it's not for broadcast. That being said, I stream every Tuesday, 6 PM London time. I don't know if that helps you out enough, but you feel free to look into what time that would be if you're from the United States or from anywhere else outside of Europe or Africa, I suppose. Yeah, I would love to have you here. As for now, I'm afraid this is the end of the video. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for watching.